Hi, Gabby.
You know, it's occurred to me before that we always ask our clients to share their deepest and I guess most embarrassing things about their IBS, but we've actually never really shared our story
Hmm.
about what's happened with us. And I wonder if that's something that you'd be prepared to do today, to talk about what led you to this point.
Definitely a little embarrassing, but yeah, I feel like it's our time to share for sure.
Oh, thank you. So tell me then, when did your the whole digestive symptoms, when did they begin?
So I would say that going back, I'd had digestive symptoms since I was a child. I always remember being sort of a nervous kid. I always told my mom I had stomach aches. I would call them stomach aches. I would have diarrhea. I would have constipation. I would call them little needles. I would explain to my mom that it felt like needles were down there. And it all came to an extreme point when I was a teenager, actually. I was about 15 years old, and I had gone away to summer camp. Up till then, I'd thought it was sort of normal to live this way. And I think I had the worst flare-up that I'd ever had of my digestive problems. I had a lot of car sickness and nausea. I had severe gas and bloating, very, very stinky, horribly stinky gas, kind of a sulfuric smelling gas. It was actually
And you were
really
15 at the
embarrassing.
time.
15, okay? That's when we're just starting with boys and,
I know. I was
fooling
thinking.
around. And
Or not. That's stinky.
or not. So it was actually really embarrassing. It caused a lot of tension and stress in me. I was afraid to be around the campers. I was afraid to be around the counselors, afraid to be around boys. And it just got so bad that I had actually called my mom, who was back in Canada, to drive all the way to the States with her then ex-boyfriend and drive over and pick me up and bring me home because I'd had enough and I wanted to find some answers for this. It was just time to understand what was going on.
So you were actually away at camp and you had to stop doing that and go home.
Yeah, she had to come and get me. I just needed to find some answers. It was just time to find some answers. And then what happened was when I got back home, my family was very supportive. My mother and brother took me to a gastroenterologist's office, and I had a few consultations, and I was prescribed to go have a gastroscopy and a colonoscopy, which was pretty scary and invasive at the time. So I had those, and the test results came out perfect. Nothing was going on down there. Nothing showed in the lab test results. And so I was given a prescription of Metamucil and a motility medication, both of which I had this instinctual feeling that wasn't going to help me. I didn't feel it, so I didn't take it. And I just
Okay.
yeah.
I was about to ask you if they worked for you, but you actually never took it.
I never took
So
them.
what were you doing? What started to improve things for you?
So around the same time, a blessing happened in my life. My youngest brother got me a job at a health food store in Toronto, and I had never set foot into a health food store. I didn't even know what a health food store was. And I came to understand from helping clients, I was a cashier, to see that there was this entire other way of eating. There were all these different ingredients I had never seen, all these different supplements and herbs and plants and teas, and people were living in this completely different way. And I became a seeker. I became curious and interested. I read articles in the Alive magazine. I asked the clients what they would be doing with this ingredient and that ingredient. And I went to see a team of naturopaths at the Canadian College of Naturopathic Medicine, and they were on my case. And I was a bit apprehensive at first, but I was put on a sort of eating program and a supplement program, and this ended up being incredibly transformative for me. I followed it to a T because I finally needed to see a change. I couldn't go on like that. And it was the most incredible thing because my symptoms just disappeared. They diminished significantly, and then finally, a few weeks later, they disappeared. And I saw that this was possible.
I always want to compare what it was like. Tell me what was happening to you at that worst time.
Well, it was really extremely painful. As I said, I would sit in the toilet I would sit in my ensuite bathroom at home for hours and hours and hours, just trying to find some relief. I kind of went through it on my own, I would say. I kind of kept it to myself. I would buy essential oils and try to massage my belly. I would just try different things. I would go to the back of the store to a wall of jars, and I would try these different herbal teas. And I was just experimenting and trying by myself until I went to the group of naturopaths to get a proper program and be supervised through it. So the pain was severe in the past.
So what happened then when things finally improved? How did that affect your life? That sounds like a big transformation, right?
Definitely. I mean, things were amazing. As a child, I would say, and in my teens, I used to be a very nervous and tense person. I used to hang on and hold in my gut in a tense ball, I would say.
Yeah.
And finally, I let go of that. I learned to let go of that. I learned that I was even doing that. My bowel movements became more regular, more well-formed, more normal, so I wasn't going to the extremes of constipation or diarrhea. My gas cleared up, the stinkiness cleared up, and because all of that cleared up, I was a more confident person. I was able to, get together with friends and go out to eat with them and not feel embarrassed. I was also very confident in my body because I was able to wear tighter clothing, which was really a big deal to me. I used to wear really baggy clothing just to hide all the bloating and the tummy pain.
Yeah.
And so
I think your story's, one of the best because you must have been really inspired. I mean, I know what your job is today.
Yes.
So those naturopaths must have literally changed your life around.
It did.
To then train as a naturopath.
It did. It really, seeing that other way just really resonated with me, and I've been obsessed with naturopathic medicine since that day. That job changed my life. It changed the entire course of my life. Yeah. And I would even...
That's so amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your story. That's a real eye-opener to go from being in so much pain to finding such relief and then actually training as a naturopath to help others. That is incredible.
Thank you so much for allowing me to share it. It feels really good to actually get the story out, and hopefully it will be able to help some people to see that healing is in fact possible. Thank you so much, Gabby. Take care.